All right, we've got the recording going on.
Okay, good evening, February 3rd, 2022. So we're gonna have two parts on this workshop, guys. The idea is I wanna go first with what is gonna be the rules, the general how can I say it, parameters that we're gonna use for the special account that I discussed today. The idea is to start with $1,000 and try to go and grow it to 1 million. So let's see if we can do it. But I'm gonna. Do I have chance to stream?
Yeah. You want to share your screen? I'll
for pairing.
I don't know how to stop my stream.
Let me see if I can get it. Where is it? So I can take over here. Share screen. You cannot start screenshots by the other participants sharing, so you have to close yours.
Let me take mine off. If I can find how to take it off, though, let me see.
Right now, Alfonso, I think I just changed the settings.
Okay.
You can share now.
So the idea is I want to share this, which is going to be the most important part, and you can see it. Why I cannot see what I'm.
We can see the risk reward table. Well, the trades too.
Yes, yeah, okay. I want you to concentrate on this area here. I've been just doing the numbers, but this is a general. So I just want to put here some rules that I want to use, and so we can have it clear, right? And I'm gonna put them here. Okay, number one, guys. So the idea is to have a special account. My suggestion is open a new account and only use that account for this purpose. And let me see if I can see the chat.
For the people that are here every day during the whole session.
Let me see. How can I see what I'm sharing? Disable.
We can see the Excel.
No, I know, but I wanna have reference what I'm watching. So
It's supposed to have like a green outline around what you're sharing. Se ve como verde todo alrededor.
Yeah, no, I know that. Okay, so first we're gonna start with $1,000 in this account. The reason that I suggest you to have only one account for this is that once we finish the trade or the trades during the day, you don't touch that anymore, so you don't get tempted to go something else and we can grow. So the idea is I'm gonna put some rules that I wanna. Okay, so the rules are gonna be the next one. We're gonna start with 1K. Number two, the amount per play is gonna be 50% or play. We're gonna look for 30% profit. And I'm gonna go with details. The special act, 30% profit. You can use cash or margin, you wish, but you know the restrictions. Regarding instruments, you can use a SPY. You can use SPY, SPX, yes, options, or micros futures.
Which one you want to focus on the,
I'm gonna continue.
okay.
The idea of this is everybody has to choose what they feel comfortable to trade in regards of the instrument. And because I'm not gonna be calling and take this, how many instruments have, no, I mean, everybody knows. I'm just gonna call the entries and the targets. And everybody's gonna be responsible for their exits with the parameters that we're gonna be using. We're always gonna have very clear where it's gonna be the entries and the the target that we're looking for. But you and your own gonna have to be to manage your stop losses and the target that you get, or if you just want to get a target or put a limit order there, or just put a stop loss on that and continue. The only thing that you're gonna have to follow is that you have to go with the same amount, right? So the first trade is gonna be $500, but everybody has to be aware. This is for stream only place. We're not gonna call them, we're not gonna pose them because it's a problem. Stream only place, no. Okay.
Only on voice.
Excuse me?
Only on voice.
Only on voice, yeah, stream voice or whatever you wanna call it. What other important rule that we have to follow? So we're gonna start with that, 30% profit, American accounts by variable, stream voice only place. And I think that is the most important part. I don't know if any of you have so far up to here. Any questions?
That's it. I mean, so being a margin account on the 25K, you like us to only take 3 trades per week or less?
That is a problem. So my suggestion is, if you have a margin account, is because you're gonna be trading
Future.
futures, micros, or S&Ps, or S&P options on futures. If you have a margin account and you don't have the 25Ks, I don't suggest you to use it. Use the cash account and play SPICE or SPX. And that is the reason that is free. Targets and results are gonna be more or less similar, right? Because all behave the same, but so if somebody is not feeling comfortable with certain instrument or or something, we're gonna try to you just adapt. The only thing that you're gonna have to do is just try to get similar deltas, right? Is the best way to identify which instruments is the equivalent, right? Something that moves with the same delta. And okay, and so the idea is that we're gonna use here the Oracle triggers the place. We're not gonna be scalping, and only when the Oracle is aligned, we're gonna go for it. Very likely the entry is gonna serve first 2 hours. Hour. Most of the trades are gonna be more or less there. Another rule, Mondays. Tuesdays. We're gonna take weeklies. Weekly contract. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, next week. We're not gonna play, or I'm gonna try not to play 0 EDTs on this account. We're not gonna mess with that. Because we're gonna go slow, but sure, right? Suggestion for a stop loss is no more than 30%. Okay. Anything that you, so and we're gonna follow this. Everybody does these tables, right? That compound tables, and it looks very nice on paper, but we're gonna try to stick to this plan based on these rules. So we're gonna start with 1,000, we're gonna trade 500, we're gonna go for 30%. Once we secure at least 150 profit, we're done. Even you put a stop limit there or whatever. And how many contracts we're gonna play, or that is not important, because everybody's gonna be playing different instruments, by SPX, micros, whatever you wanna take. The only important thing here is that the target $150 in this case. So now we're gonna have, in this case, 650. The balance is 1,150. So the new balance 100. We're gonna, for the next trade, we're gonna use half of the new balance, right? And so on. The idea here is that more or less the target that we're looking for, which is here, if all the trades will be successful, you more or less get it in 50 trades. This is our not days, our number of trades. Of course, we have to take in consideration that some trades are we're gonna be stopped, and so that's what I say, more or less 90 days to get the target, no? So we're gonna try to do this in 3 months. Get to and that is the reason that if we don't rush and we know that we have a lot of time ahead, I mean, we don't have to be just over trading, right? That is the idea. Try not to over trade, just accomplish, move on, forget about that account. You continue trading as normal as you continue with your other accounts, and Project start date tomorrow. You can start any day, actually, because it's not a competition. The plays are gonna start being called from tomorrow. And you can start any day. I mean, you can open your account and be ready for next week. I mean, you just have to follow this, because at the end of the day, we're not gonna be calling how many contracts or anything. We're just gonna call this play is gonna be for the special account. Entry here, exit there. See you later. We might take a couple. If what is gonna determine how many trades we're gonna take per day is the Oracle, right? If we get a line and we get the setup, we take another trade. We're gonna take as many trades on the day as the Oracle permits us to do it. And if you only can do the two because of your type of account or whatever, or you have cash and you run out of buying power, you just wait for the next day. We might call more plays that day, but those plays are not gonna be, for some people, are not gonna be possible to take them. So that is not a problem. Tomorrow is gonna be more plays, and let's see. So everybody's gonna be, not everybody's gonna be on the same pace, and the interesting thing is that everybody, since he's responsible for the exit and the stop losses, some people are gonna reach the goal first and others before. We'll see. So that takes a lot of also like pressure from us as calling the trades and everything, right? I mean, we're just calling on a special trade with a special setup for the day, and we know how we play in that code. And I think that in that way, there is no rush and no, we don't get any, I don't get involved in any type of commitment that we're gonna accomplish it or not. Nobody promised anything. It's just a personal way for us to grow an account. It's a small account growth is what we're doing, right? But we have very specific parameters. We know our target, what it is. If we're gonna get there or not, who knows? But at least we have clear what we're looking for, right? Any questions? I think it's all I had to say regarding this.
No questions, and will we try to overshoot the target sometimes if we can, or strictly at the target?
No, of course, if the trade gives us much more, we're gonna try to get ahead, of course. But we have to find a way to at least secure the minimum, right?
All right.
If the trade gives us more than 30, perfect. The only thing is that everybody has to be responsible to secure that minimum. You know that once you get to the target that we were looking for that trade, you have to be accountable for making sure that you don't lose it, right? Anything else, guys? No, right? Okay, Cube. So I'm gonna stop sharing and then you can continue with the session. I paused it. Like how can I stop share? Okay. So
All right,
here
I'm
we
gonna
are.
share my screen.
Okay.
Let me see where I can share my screen. I don't remember.
On the downside, it says share screen.
I see. I got it.
The green.
Okay. So I think, I mean, unless somebody has usually the charts and chat is for somebody, for everybody to bring setups and so we can analyze them and check them out, you know. Check if we have a good opportunity because some of the trades have come from people that brought setups to charts and chat. So remember to send it on chat right here and we'll check it out. As for now, we are looking at the greater picture on the S&Ps or the market in general, which I think is bearish. I'm going to start off with, I think it's bearish, but we're still on a pullback into a possible higher low. So that could change the trend, right? I know that Amazon made us push up on after hours for a little bit, right? Look at the hourly, we had that push at the end, but the trend is still intact to the downside, and that's what we're shooting for. Right now, if you guys watch those videos for the retracements and everything, everybody knows that we actually took some shorts last day, yesterday, because we hit that special retracement that we always talk about, the 618. So if this plays out, we'll see another leg down, and obviously it takes several days, doesn't go straight to the target, right? But you know how it goes, you know, we can get that 10%, another low right here, and so on. But remember that inside a retracement, there's always another retracement. So now that we have placed a low to a high right here, we're looking at this the other way, I'm sorry, from here, we're looking at the S&P, which actually retraced at the 38.2, can actually bounce back off this level or this level or this level into new highs. But as for now, we'll look at least take shorts into those areas and see if we can go lower. Historically, February and March are higher volatility, and we have the first rate hikes on March. So I'm leaning towards the downside at this point. So it's looking good. Yeah, Amazon may have pushed a little bit the S&Ps and at a key level, may I say, but we're still on the play for more downside. The NQs are going to be acting the same, or the QQQ, to say the least. So it's still the same setup, you know, market's going to be acting the same. So we're looking at those setups, you know, rejecting the 20 or the 50% or not. We actually took some shorts at the beginning of the day. I mean, when the session started on the futures, because I mean, you look at the daily, you have the daily 20 right here. You see that you have that as a resistance, possible rejection, and you take a chance, you know, you take a chance for a new short right there. And you know your targets, you know that if this thing is going to turn around to the upside, you know that you can basically take at least those targets on the daily for here, and here. So given that in mind, I actually haven't even looked at those small caps companies, right? The Russell, but you look at the pattern that is playing a bear flag into a break right here. We're still in a bearish downtrend. So doesn't matter what happened with Amazon, it may delete it tomorrow. And I know some people are long. I wish you the best, but I'm looking for some downside in the next upcoming days. Any setups that you guys want to look at? Or you just want to talk about the bigger picture or something? Google. Okay, Sphinx Raven's looking at Google right now. Gotta look at Google. So let's analyze it from a clear perspective. So we're gonna a new setup right here, right? So you guys know that I always start with the daily, or I mean the weekly, or even the monthly sometimes. So we'll start with the weekly as for now. We know that at least on past situations, we hold the 20, and deep as we can hold the 50. So it has done it right now. We'll draw our weekly levels, as you guys know, or resistances or whatnot. we'll do a quick mock-up right here. Whatever it looks like, we have a lot of conjunction, you know, right here, right here, right here, right here, on the top side, right here, right here. All this, it's a weekly resistance and whatnot. Those peaks and valleys that Alfonso talks about all the time. So we'll take all those, even though they're not gonna be exact levels all the time, you know, they're gonna be some areas of interest. We'll switch to the daily at this point. We're gonna see that we have rejected this area and we have this huge gap up to go for. So we finished the day on this low right here and we have this high right here. So we had this huge gap that could potentially have get filled on the future. So looking at the daily right here, we have conjunction of resistance at this level right here. And then we have some right here, which is actually the top of the gap according to this low. So if this thing comes down, we can see a bounce off this level or off the top of the gap right here. So we'll keep that in mind. If you guys want to write it down, these levels are 2756, 21, 2803, 2853 right here. So you guys know that you gotta color code those areas that you think it's most of interest right here. So I usually use white for support. And any trend line that you can identify is also good. So right now I don't see anything significant. Yeah, I don't see anything significant that I'd like to point out on trend lines.
There is one more, put the daily.
This is a
Again?
day
Yeah, but zoom it as you had it before.
right here.
Yes, that on the 110, January 10, that green candle.
January 10 right here.
Yeah,
Yes.
the bottom of
The bottom right here.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good level. If you guys can see a little bit to the left, you'll see a conjunction of areas right here. We might bring it a little bit to the top right here, I would say. And even though it breaks right here, you'll see that we have a lot of touches of this area right here. And every support that I see, I think I don't look at it like it's an exact level as in it's a range, you know, because you gotta remember that some of those levels that people are looking at, they're looking to sell before it gets there. You know, people are looking to sell or buy before it gets there. You know, that's why you mark those lower highs or higher lows.
Okay, now what we can do, Q, is to start with the weekly, and let's do the Fibos weekly, daily, hourly.
Yeah, we got those. We got the weekly right here. We will look at the feeble levels from low to high. We'll look at those levels from low to high, and we'll look at that. If we go back to the daily, we'll see that we can actually reach this low right here as according to the feeble levels. Right now, you have a run from low to highs. You'll see if this thing is looking to make a bull flag or retrace, we can see a bounce back at this level or at this other level and at this level. And I'm more focused on the 50% at this point because I see there's a conjunction of the 20 daily, this level right here, and the feeble level right here. So there's like 3 places for me to either have a support for me to take it long or for me to short it until that level. If I'm explaining myself, you know, conjunction is always important. If you have 1, 2, 3, 4 reasons, the more reasons you have for a play to happen, you'll see Alfonso, you know, he'll count all the why he will take a play. And you'll have multiple reasons for it. Is that okay? But even on the hourly, we'll see, you'll see right here, you know, how it stops right here, how the candle stops right here, how it starts on this level and everything. You'll see it, everything right here. Is that cool?
Yeah, let's do some Fibos in the hourly as well, from that high to that low.
from this high to this low. Okay, so I'm gonna just clear this field right here. We'll do a high on pre-market right here. To the low right here.
Yeah.
And let's see if Google wants to make a bounce. I'm sorry, it's supposed to be the other way. So here to here, you'll see that if we're gonna continue a downtrend, we must see pushback at these levels right here. So we'll reach either this level, or this level. And
No,
then
no,
start retracing.
but you were correct. Do it from high to low because we're watching the down. I mean, we're looking for lower levels. That
Yeah.
Okay. So now we have the targets to the downside, which are very similar to the.
Yeah. Yeah, we can take shorts at either those levels right here or so, and then target to the 10% of the move or the 50% of the move right here, which works very well. Let me tell you, a 10% move works very, very well. I just scalped futures on that. Not a scalp, actually. It's a good day trade. So we're clear on Google. I mean, I'm still looking as bearish as I can, right? I'll have to make a flip the switch if we're not bearish. But if we are gonna continue bearish, we are looking to fill this gap on Google. Even though they have those amazing earnings and everything, you may fill this gap on Google later on. And yeah, you'll see. You'll see if you're short this name, take into account that where the gap starts is going to be a big support. Or so. Anybody got another stock you want us to watch? I mean, we'll see some of the stocks that we'll see will be moving according to the market. You know, they'll be the same moves. Some stocks are going to have individual strength or individual weakness, and we're going to have to act accordingly. We'll attack what it has strength or weakness. We'll look at ATVI. Thank you, Sphinx Raven. You've been good today. So I'm going to clear and do a new set drawing. ATVI section right here. So look at it on the weekly perspective. All right. So this name gapped up on the Microsoft buyout news, right? So we have right off the bat, we have a weekly gap that we could possibly fill right here. We'll mark that gap and we'll start with our weekly levels. Start with this low right here, according to this low right here. We'll look at this peak right here that we have according to those whatever conjuncts right here. We'll look, it looks good. All right, we'll look at another weekly level around this area. You look at this candles highs on this weekly and this candles lows. It'll conjunct right here. We'll look at this right here. Candles highs to candles lows. This looks good. You see all this conjunction right here. We'll see a little bit right here. That looks good. Right here at this level, you'll see all this peaks hitting right here. You'll see this peak hitting exactly right here at the daily 20. You go a little higher. You'll take one of those peaks that look like they just sticking out so much out of the whole chart. You have to take into account. And we'll look at this level right here, this level right here, and this level right here. So usually levels that are very high and all-time highs and whatnot, I'll look to do a good dashed line purple for my end, you know, for resistance. For supports, I'll go for white. You'll see it all the time. So now we'll go to the daily. We're full of levels right now, right? We're looking at this. If you look at this setup on the daily, we had the buy the rumor, sell the news at this point. a huge downtrend into a consolidation of the lows. That's usually a bear flag if you want to look at it on this perspective. And when that bear flag breaks, you'll see continuation to the downside. Now that we place this lows, we'll look at this gap fill to represent a good support level right here. And if that gets breached, you can start counting on some kind of look, I'm gonna add this level right here, according to the daily right here. And this level right here, since we had a peak, and this level right here, so we had a peak right here. So once you break this bear flag, you can continue a gap fill between all this, and you'll look at all the resistances or supports that you're gonna be looking on the downside right here. So every time it touches this level, it's gonna find buyers all the time. And you're gonna look at the moving averages. If it was acting before as resistance right here, you see it all right here. At the other side, it can act as support. So if it conjuncts with a line and it's a support at the same time, you can take a long or you can stop a short right there or so. So we'll look at all around. If you want me to DM you the picture, I can DM you all the levels and everything. This is what it looks like right now. As for now, it's coming off of overbought on the daily and looking to, it's trending down on the RSI, but it's still pretty strong. So it's having, you know, after a buyer rumor, it's going to have a smaller range than the rest because given the version of the market on the last days, it doesn't even drop. So it's not, it may not be tradable after a buyout. We good on that name? Or anything you guys want to add? Cool, you got it. Yeah, is that buyouts names are a little harder because they have set a price where they're gonna buy this company at. So you may not trade below that price or higher than that price, just between a range. I'm pretty sure you guys seen it on other stocks. Usually, like actually when we had this pump, when we had this big gap up on this day where we opened like this, I was like, the smartest play is to short call credit spreads at this level because you're not gonna trade any higher. I don't know how low you can trade, but you cannot trade any higher than the price that they're gonna buy it. Anybody got a setup? I know we have Ando here, Okami, Bilawa. You guys can shoot up something that you're wondering about, or one of the charts that you're wondering about.
Let's do eBay.
eBay, let's do eBay. Yes, we have a short right there that might open red tomorrow, right? Because we had this huge move to the upside after hours due to Amazon, but don't get mistaken, the chart's still in play. So let's do a clean setup right here. So I used to trade this a little while ago. We'll look at the weekly. All right, because I pulled this play. No, Chinito's display. It's a Chinito's play, but I also like it. You know, I'll look to this level right here. It's actually a support, conjunction right here, and resistance. You'll see a rejection of the weekly right there. We'll look at this level. Since we're betting to the downside, I'm not gonna look any further up, so I don't clutter the chart. We'll look into more downside on this level. So we'll look at this low. We'll look at this low right here. We'll look at this low right here. Look at this low right here. We'll look at this low right here. So we got all these levels. I want to color something that I feel it's very important, which is this level. If you look at how the daily reacts of this level, you'll see a peak right here, a peak right here. And if we drop down on this name, this could be the big bounce back point of this name, of the weekly, I'm sorry. RSI is weak for more downside, not oversold, so on the weekly at least, so we have room. On the daily, what I looked at this thing is that we have come off on a downtrend right here. Every time we do try to make a bounce back point, it gets meet with the daily 20 and it rejects. It just does not have the strength to overcome this. We do get some candle closures above the 20, but it's not enough. And it rejects. Last time we made a high close to a daily 20, yeah, we have rejected. So we're looking for more downside. First target that you have to keep in mind after rejecting this is the latest low into possibly a new low. A new low breach, and that you know that usually you bring your feeble retracement and whatnot, and then you look at your level for next 10% of the move for at least to get that, you know. So we aiming for something like that. Well, I'm actually gonna let's get the level chart out from here. Just put a level right here. So we'll get that as a possible short size setup. So we're looking for this thing to trade lower. You have the rejection on the 20, and as seen in the past, rejection on the 20 means more downside, consolidation downside into the direction of the 20. So that's why we have been short on this name. On the daily, we have weakened RSI, not oversold. So we're looking at possibly these levels right here. Oh, look at it. We got this 10% of the move in alliance with this level right here. So it's not a coincidence. It's also a level from the past. So we have a target for 24 on this name. So 24 on this name will make it, it is way down.
54.
Target is 54. Oh, then I
No.
wrote it wrong. Then I got overly excited, man.
No, 54.
All right. So all I'm gonna do is get this name, put 4, that line, white. All right. So that's our target right here. If we breach this low, we're looking to get this target on the stock. And it makes sense. We have some support right here. You gotta look at the 54 area. You'll see some support, resistance. Right here, this candle low. That'll be a good target right here on the weekly. So even though I know we have some upside on the daily, given that the structure of the market is bearish at the moment, we might delete this whole downside by tomorrow. We might have played our hand with Amazon earnings, but I'm still confident on this play. We'll see how it plays out. If anybody wants a screenshot or of the levels right here, let me know. You'll see everything right here on the side, and I'll send it to you. Okay, where I have. Oh, come on, Nando. I see. I'm just listening. I don't know how to read charts. I'm useless. No, Nando, you're not useless. You're learning. The learning process is it's a steep learning curve. You know, it's a very steep learning curve, but once you get it, it's an exponential knowledge. You know, you'll shoot up like crazy. But at the moment, you'll see. I mean, it's at this. It's very basic at the moment. You'll see the peaks. You'll see whether the market has some kind of memory, right? So whenever you have information to the left, the market will look at that information to the left for the next moves. And like I say, a lot of the times you get those higher lows or lower highs because the market is remembering that level, and the sellers are positioned or the buyers are positioned before that level happens. So that's why the price compresses as it is. Let's see. J&J triple top on the daily. Look at that. All right. Let me do a new section. All right. We'll look at it on the weekly as well as always, right? So we'll look at some levels right here. You'll see this 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 right here. All right. I'm gonna set this one as the all-time highs. Very important level. We'll switch to the daily. We'll look at the RSI on the weekly about 50, so 57, looking healthy, looking strong. Look at the, so I see what you mean. I see you mean a triple top of this right here, right? I see what you mean. I wouldn't necessarily take a look at it like that, you know, given that whenever, how do you even classify J&J as an part of the big part of the XLV? So whenever you always look at the sectors, you know, where you're sitting out in the sectors for those kind of stocks. And XLV lately, I would tell you, has been strong. That's why we see names like ABBV breaking new highs or UNH trying to make new highs. So looking at the daily right here, we have an uptrend of this low. We placed a higher low at this level, very big bounce. I think this must have been earnings. We don't have earnings on the way. We have dividend day on the way. RSI is strong. We'll look at the resistance right here. You see, stocks don't stop for any other particular reason but past history. You look at this as, if you're trading this on the daily, if you think it's gonna break up, you look at this resistance and whatnot, you'll see that there's a little gap right here. Right here. That's gonna represent our resistance when it gets there. We'll color code it so we know it's important. And we'll see. I mean, this has an immediate resistance right here. It's holding the daily 20, if you see it right here. So it's, let me see a weekly. So far, this looks like it wants more action. RSI looks healthy. We don't look at, it doesn't look at a divergence happening. This might go higher. So remember, we're looking at the market as a bearish right now, but some sectors might look stronger than others. Those are the levels that we have. I cannot get a direction right now. If you pick it long, you're gonna hit a resistance right away. And then right away right here. And you actually, if you break this, you have a wider range to go for. Like you have a better chance to go higher to this level right here. And obviously all-time highs. So if you're trying to go bear on this thing, you will have to try your chances at either this resistance, right? As is rejected today, or this one right here, or this one right here. And then try to play the downside. But to me, this looks like a bullish stock at the moment. And since market bearishness is after growth, after high PE ratio and everything, it might not go after J&J. Okay, what are the chances pumping before the markets since it was at 3,700 1 month ago? What do you mean? On Amazon, you mean? I'm guessing you're talking about an Amazon big. Okay. So Amazon, I mean, doesn't matter where it was a month ago. Doesn't matter where it was. Let me see. All right. Doesn't matter where it was a month ago. What matters is where you're at today and where you're looking to be the next day. So earnings came out, and this name had a massive earnings per share, right? Look at the highs right here that we reach, and this right here where it's sitting at that support. So it had a massive beat, and algos are gonna buy this thing right away. If you read the report, you'll know that most of the earnings per share beat because they missed the revenue. It's coming from the Rivian stock, where they offer, because they're investors of the Rivian stock, right? So they're holding a lot of shares right there, and the value of Rivian has come down a lot. So let's look at it on the daily right here. There's always a reason why a stock's gonna stop where is that right there. So we'll take a look at this trend line right here. Right here. Right here. We'll take our resistance right here. This resistance right here. This resistance right here. So I look at this one like it's a little heavy. This resistance has a lot of sellers right here. We'll see. Now we'll look at this on the hourly. You'll see that this, hold on, give me a second. Give me a second. Hold on. All right. Oh, I got some trend lines right here. We actually came very almost to the oversold area on the other side on the weekly. On the daily, we did hit the oversold area from here. Actually, I mean, this thing, even if you guys take a look at RSI, even if you come lower, you can even if you come to the oversold area, you can even come lower. So we have this Amazon always has a huge gaps, always, since it moves quite a bit to the upside. We don't have any gaps. So looking at the hourly, that we're hitting this right here as the top. So we're hitting this as the top. We're looking that it might have a hit on this trend line soon. I think, I mean, to give you my honest opinion, I think this is gonna lose a lot of the pre-market action that it gained because of how the earnings was priced in. I mean, just kind of think about how Google did good, and they kind of missed. They lost a lot of the value, even though after the pump, because of the most of that pump was generated due to the stock split, right? So given that Amazon stock, Amazon not having a stock split, right? But looking to trade out around this level tomorrow, and their earnings per share, given that it's mostly from Rivian, I think it's gonna lose a lot of it. You know, I don't think it's gonna have a pump on pre-market or so. Just a little bit of fundamentals right there. You know, you remember that the stock was run up by algos. You know. Yeah. So it has memory, right? So when I mean that it has memory, it means, what I mean is that since you look at it and you'll have rejected those levels before, you reject it again. Doesn't mean that cannot push higher, doesn't mean cannot go lower. It means that you'll have like a pause on the move right there, you know? And you have to take trading decisions, right? You know, if you trade off of levels, you have to sell into those levels, you have to take profits off those levels, you have to take a position at those levels and whatnot. All right. Victor, you're JJK, right, Victor? All right, I'm just getting familiar with the names because I know the rest. So yes, Amazon's a little tricky, right? There's a reason we usually don't trade earnings, and if you're trading earnings, you have to treat it as a lotto. You know, you may lose it all, you may win it all. And I hope everybody the best. You know, Apple is holding calls, and she's gonna bank tomorrow if this things holds. Facebook puts banked. You know, someone that plays, you know, you play straddles, you play both ways, stuff like that. She did it very smart. So, any other ticker you guys wanna talk about? Cannot tell you, we took a very good short at this level. That's why I'm saying when you guys have your daily, always have your 20 moving average on the daily. We took a short right here, even though it doesn't look like a lot of points, but it gave me a very good gain right before right now and overnight. So last but not least, I'm going to take a look at the KNG. This one's gonna be easy because I can already see what's going on. DKNG's obsession. You can see I haven't touched DKNG since it came off of the 40 something level. So I'm not even gonna look at it daily. I mean the weekly. You can look at it right here on the left, daily levels right here. We'll look at it a little bit lower right here. We'll look at this support right here. So you'll see that you have come off of the highs rejecting the 20 of this area, right? You have come off the highs rejecting the 20 around this area. Though sometimes doesn't even reach it, right? If you reach it, you're basically doomed on this level, and you have rejected the 20 right here. So what does it tell us is that it's gonna make another leg down. You see a closure underneath the 20, it tells you a lot. It tells you a lot. So you look for next targets around this area right here, 1888, and then if you reach that, you look at another leg down into the previous low, which is 1741. All right. That's gonna, we have earnings soon, so you might, this one's a good short of this levels right here, and then I wouldn't touch any earnings because it's gonna erratically. All right, I'm gonna leave that as the last stock. I will finish it right here, guys. If you want to stop at stats, I know. I hope everybody